Maybe the middle of winter, but the sun is shining somewhere here in the capital today. The London Boat Show is kicking off. Some of the world's most luxurious brands are launching their latest models. Elliott's there. And Elliott, this is the first of the big European boat shows, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the first big global boat show, Mark, and there are yachts aplenty here. I'm standing, in fact, in the saloon of a Sunseeker's Predator 62, and you can just smell the luxury just coming out at you from all directions. It's very tastefully done in beiges and browns. You've got sleek plasma screens, Wengi cabinets, and there's leather absolutely everywhere. In fact, it smells like it's just come out of the factory, which I suppose it probably has, given that it's trying to put on its best face here at the boat show. Well, one man who deals with these kind of yachts on a daily basis is Richard Lambert. He's the MD of Oceanstyle Yacht Brokers. Thanks very much for joining us this morning. Now, this yacht is worth just over £1 million. That's the selling price. What does £1 million get me these days? Well,
you're probably looking at around this sort of size. You can get 3 or 4 cabins. You're going to get a top speed somewhere in the region of 35 knots on this particular sort of style of yacht. This is a brand new boat. If you then go second hand, you'll be able to maybe get something a little bit larger, such as a Sunseeker Predator 72, for just under the £1 million mark, which is going to get you out on the water.
We used to be seeing more old money, more established money, I guess, coming into this yacht. But how has your traditional customer changed over the years?
I think it has changed. So we've seen sort of wealth throughout the world that has actually we've seen growth in wealth throughout the world over the years. We're seeing people coming in that actually from new parts of the world, so we're seeing a lot of money coming from Southeast Asia, also from South America. So the more traditional yachting markets, such as the USA and Europe, have still increased and grown, and we've seen money come in from people who are working in the financial markets, for example. But it has been a shifting, move from the older money to slightly newer clientele.
Now, yacht broking, I suppose, in some context, is a bit of a euphemism for buying a second-hand yacht.
Right.
I mean, as perhaps people we've had the financial crisis, perhaps incomes have been squeezed even at the very top. How have people's demands changed? Are we seeing more demand for second-hand yachts, perhaps people thinking that maybe that's not the most sensible way to spend their money on a brand new one?
I think we have seen an increased demand for the second-hand market. I think where we've seen clients also, where the big yacht builders such as Sunseeker, when the financial crisis hit, and actually they scaled back on production a little bit. So people then went to look to the second-hand market to be able to turn around and try and find a yacht to get out on the water on. There is better value in certain ways with the second-hand market. There is a depreciation. So if somebody's got the money to actually invest in a yacht at the moment, they can come in and get a very nice example that may be 2 or 3 years old for substantially less than they would have to invest in a new yacht.
OK, Richard, very, very quickly, what is the craziest demand you've ever had for a yacht?
I think one of the craziest ones was coming out of China. They haven't quite grasped the idea of yachting. He wanted something such as this, looked at me and said, do I have to have this with engines?
Very good. Well, on that note, Richard Lambert, MD of Oceanstyle Yacht Brokers, thanks for joining me.